welcome to Kachai with Lucky. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kachai with Lucky, so that you can be part of your family. Today's conversation is really the pain that people are going through with having one-sided relationship, where you're one person, you're two people, but it's as if you're alone in a relationship. Brian Semanda is here for that, and of course, Ashley Mubiru Mrs.
Thank you.
Let's just jump into it. There's people who are in a relationship, but you're really strained. Why? Because you're the one who's doing everything. The apologies, the finances, the what. You're generally in a relationship alone, or you even in a marriage, where you're doing everything. The children, it's you. The what, it's you. The what is it? The other part is just lounging. How do you get that person back to being part and parcel of the relationship?
That brings me to a place. There's a counselor who was telling us, okay, was talking about people who are young. Have you ever fought? Do you fight? And then one of the guys said, we've never fought, we have no problems. And the guy said, there's a possibility one of you is not in the relationship fully.
Right.
Yeah? Because where a relationship that is going to be engaging, there's bound to be a bit of, you know, where disagreements and conflict is, that means you guys are living. One people live a lie because they're not in a relationship. So a one-sided relationship is one hell of place you don't want to be, because there's this pattern of people working together. Like if I am, offending you in a way, I just look at me and go. Funny bit is, if I offend you, I expect you to react a certain way.
Right.
So that I feel like, okay, we are in a relationship. When I offend you, I do something that I expect a reaction from you and you don't, that causes questions. So I've been there, by the way, before. There's this relationship I was in like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And everything, madam will smile. Like, where are we going? Smile. And I'm like, what are we in?
You start to question yourself.
Exactly. Like you feel like you're not on the besides the quarrels. We never quarreled. We never had issues. But there's so many things I'll ask her. She's like, whatever. So it feels like you are drained. It feels like you're pushing a lot, and it is very tiring being in a one-sided relationship.
But maybe we look at what causes that.
What causes it?
What gets you, because sometimes it doesn't start like that. When you're starting, it's a team. You have a partnership, because really relationships are supposed to be a partnership. We're in this together. But Ashley, you're now, all of a sudden, this person withdraws. And then you start doing things on your own and making all the important decisions alone. Would you say, Ashley, sometimes we push partners to be like that?
One thing I have told partners, that do not start judging yourself based on an adult's decision. Because there are things you're going to drain yourself into trying to find out, why is he no longer talking to me? If you are questioning yourself, why is he no longer talking to me? Don't question yourself too much. Engage. Bring it to the table and say, you know what, when we came into this relationship, we had a clear understanding of why we want to be together. Is it short term? Is it long term? And what are we supposed to? These days, couples get together and they start saying, you know what, you're going to pay bills, I'll take care of school fees, I'll take care of rent, I'll take care of all other things, I'll buy food and all that. But you come into a relationship where a partner decides to realize that, oh, he has a lot of money. Let him do everything. I mean, I'm not going to do anything about it. Let him buy this, let him do this, And at the end of it all, when you came into the relationship, maybe you were doing more, but now you're withdrawn. If the other partner notices that somebody is withdrawn, don't beat yourself. For the sake of this person who has made that decision to withdraw. Bring it to the table if you still want that relationship to blossom. Like, there are people who are tired. They have got tired of telling this person, you're supposed to pay the bills. You're supposed to pay school fees. So they decide to do it themselves. But at what expense? That means you have given up on the whole relationship.
But then also, again, we get into relationships because we are all individuals and we are different.
Yes.
There's people like me and Ashley. We are loud, we are expressive, we love control. And really, it's who we are. You know, in most cases, we are similar in so many ways that she will be like, let me just take care of this. I mean, if it's not taking care of it, I'm not going to ask you. I'm not being controlling, but it's just that it's who I am.
Thank
and
you.
in most cases, if you date a person who is like that, who is very aware of themselves, and they really
They will take
are on top
charge.
of things, but they even call you manly in certain things, manly, because there's people who are like that. Oh, this needs to be fixed. I do I have to wait for you?
I'll fix it.
Certain men who can't take that kind of a woman will withdraw. So you, as me, Lucky, as you, Ashlyn, who is very, over
Yes.
the top, we're extreme like that. You need to get to a place where you have conversations with yourself.
Okay.
When do I set back a little bit and let this person be
Take
part
charge.
of? Take
Yes.
charge. Sometimes it takes stepping back without you intervening. If there's something that needs to be fixed, honey, this thing is not fixed. Ashlyn, please, I know it's very hard. Don't fix it. Wait for this person to
get
fix
it
the
there.
damn thing.
Now,
Let him be a man.
You see, let's try to neutralize it to a level. I mean, when we talk about, this is a broad thing, meanwhile. It could be one-sided in financial aspect. Could be one-sided in, emotional,
yes,
whatever it is.
in
'Cause
love,
I've seen people
making
say
and all
that
that.
even when you have a lot of money, your money must be reciprocated in a certain way. I can't be giving you, then I don't get what I expect. Because what I believe in relationship is supposed to be a give and take situation.
Period.
Whatever I am giving, if I am providing financially, I need every emotional
Every
support,
love and everything.
every
I will
loving
do
kind
that.
of thing. So if you are in a place where I am doing, for example, the bills and everything, and every time I come back off the bills, you're looking at me like, what's up with this nigga? So it means that we are not in sync. So what I'm looking at, even because I'm a sex therapist, I want to bring it the other side of sex. Because see, if we are
Of course.
in a sexual place and you're
Yes.
just there,
Give it to me.
give it to So it's going to be like, by the way, the funny thing about men, you see, when you withdraw, this is what I told one of the girls. When you are suffering rape, or a guy is forcing himself on you, be dead. There's a way thing. Every time you're engaging the physical way, it feels like we are into it together. But if you just there and look at him like,
And you're like a
Act dead.
log.
there is a way this guy downstairs will zip out. So if your psychology or body will withdraw because someone has not responded the way you expected, how about the emotional part of the story?
Right.
Lucky, if I am taking care of my part as a man, because I expect men to be taking care of certain things, even the way you do matters. Because if you keep on throwing money at me, there's this pattern. A friend comes and tells me, you know what, Brian? We call someone, they miss your call, but then you see mobile money popping. I don't want that. See, I am, like, you didn't even hear what I wanted to say on phone. That means you're part of the story. Listen to me before you even throw your money at me. So I believe that besides giving, the person you're giving to, have they laid a pot for you to give in or pour in? So if you're just pouring water on someone who's not ready, that means someone is in alone in a relationship. So it becomes one-sided, even the giver alone. You can't just keep on throwing. For example, Lucky, money. Like, I'm not looking at you. It feels like I am getting rid
As
of
if-
me.
But
Yeah.
for me, when you talk about the fact that if I'm doing, I'm giving you all the money, then you want the emotional bit to be catered for because you're providing the financial bit. See, that's where I have a problem, and I think that's where most couples have a problem.
Yes.
You have
I'm giving her
refused
everything.
to realize that it's a partnership.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Partnership means, much as there is a responsibility that I have to do, if I fail at that responsibility, we are partners.
Yes, come
Fit
in.
in.
Chip in.
We are
Come
teammates.
in properly.
Teammates. It's like you're playing ball. If you know your defender, I'm not really good at football, is not in a place where they're supposed to be. There's going to be somebody
Who is going to come in
is it
to take a
striker
ball?
who can move to where the defender is,
The
or
midfielder.
the
The midfielder.
midfield can move to where. Yes, he's
goes
going
everywhere.
to cover. He's going to cover where
Yes.
you're not able to. Now the covering bit is where people miss. That me as Lucky, as a woman, if I'm not there emotionally because of the things that I'm going to do, by all means, even if you're giving me finances, step in the emotional. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a partnership. That is why you find that if you're a woman and your man is not able, there's going to be days
When
or
he's not
places
going to be
or
able to.
space in time when he's not able to provide. By all means, chip in, not I'm helping you. It is a partnership. You're not helping, you're
Okay.
having a partnership. So if people continue to look at relationship as you do yours and I'll do mine,
yes.
there's going to be
Trouble.
lots of a problem. But if you look at it as a partnership, I'm going to do, if you're not there to fix something, it's a partnership. I'm going to step in a little bit, but I'm not going to do it all the time. Most of the time, it should be your responsibility to
To
do
do
that.
that.
But when you're not there, I'm your teammate. I'm going to show up and cover for you.
You see, one thing I've realized, when we separate sections and say, this is your role, this is my role. This couple was such
They
an amazing
fight.
part. This is what happened. This guy comes back home and the whole gate is dark in darkness. Is everyone home? What happened? So, a few minutes he had talked to the wife. I'm on my way. So he gets in the house and says, Brian, and what that? There was darkness. And this woman says, the bills are yours. Like darkness. They're in darkness, and they go and say, the bills are yours.
With a straight face.
Yeah, the bills are yours. I'm not paying bills. So I'm like, what kind of daftness is this? You're in darkness because your man forgot to put yaka on the bill. So when you're in a relationship, I don't think there's one who's supposed to be doing a certain role. When you go back to sex alone, women have gotten themselves to a level of saying, he has to turn me on. He has to turn me on. Like, okay, there's a woman I told, when you get married, some days you're going to forget about him turning you on for, if you're married for long, there are days when you're going to be part of the story. Turn yourself on, get into it. But if there is a job allocated to somebody, I have to make you come, I have to make you wet, I have to make you relax, I have to prepare the bed so that you put the music, I have to set the aroma. Wait.
Like, where's the partnership?
Where's the partnership? So it's important when we are in relationships, let's believe that there is no one supposed to be doing something. If you see something fast, chip in. You see something fast, chip in.
And people tend to get to that point of not chipping in because of the healthiness of the relationship.
Right.
If the relationship is not healthy, somebody will say, we agreed. Even initially when they were doing things, when they're in good terms. Now, for that case, if they had been in good terms, should have paid for that electricity.
Right.
But because there is some unhealthiness factor at that moment, they'll sit and say, we agreed, it's his bills. Let's wait for him to pay that.
Wow.
And at the end of it all, you're not making it. This person can even decide to drive out and say, you know what, let me go and first sit somewhere until it's time for me to sleep and I just come and bring. Because they don't want, I realized men hate darkness.
They fear it. They don't hate it, they fear it.
They can't stand, and my father was one of them.
Darkness
when
means there's trouble.
Darkness arrives, he is going to run all over the place. And, can we get something? Who is there? And you're thinking, listen, man, go to the village, learn that there is always darkness somehow. So there are people who will not enjoy whatever decision you're going to make in terms of, I'm not going to do this. But also, how is your relationship in terms of friendship? Are you people friends?
Good. Amen.
Because if you are not friends, you will always look at this person as it is his role. He has to do this. Friendship is key. Even for those that are dating, you enter into a relationship and you're like, he has money. Now the money gets out of the picture. Then what? She is beautiful. Then she gets an accident or God forbid something happens. Then the beauty goes. Then what? So relationships that are built on high level, strong friendship will beat all the odds because you love as much as you want.
There's a letter, I think I shared it last week or the other week. There's a lady who was suffocating, to a point of depression. She told me, Lucky, I think I'm going to die. And they write these things, but you can feel the emotion, the emotion in the way they write. The issue was, they'd been together for more than 5 years. This man stopped talking to her. Then he started assigning. To a point that when she walks in, the guy is chatting on the phone, he's smiling and he's happy. The moment she starts to talk to him, the guy is gloomy, gets his earphones and puts in.
Withdraw.
So she's talking to me. He has withdrawn.
That's too painful
now,
for anybody.
you don't know the damage that you're doing to this person. This man has already given up. So she's like, I can't get him to talk. Every time I try, he puts in, I don't want to listen
I'm blocking
to
you out.
So
of
in
this.
that case, you're having again a relationship when she gave up. She's like, he no longer even leaves money. I now do it on my own. I gave up on it. But I want my relationship to her. I can't seem to get through to this man. Now, what do you do in that kind of scenario?
In that manner, I keep on asking people, if you are, everything that does not serve its purpose, you don't need it. If it does not serve the purpose. For example, in a situation where somebody can't talk to you, that means there's not even sex. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
In a situation where someone shuts up, doesn't leave money at home. So what is his role now? You're better off single.
Apart from pain.
Pain, because
Exactly.
every time it comes in, you look at the negative energy it brings. So I tell most of people, if you are in a relationship which is one-sided, look at your card, because actually this goes to the side of women. Women have a way of like, I can't let my kids be without their father. I am in this
those
relationship
things.
because I'm like, hey, this is a relationship between you and the. By the way, most women forget that children are a third party into thing. It is between you and your husband.
Right.
When the
Yes.
thing between you and your husband is dead, there is a
That's
way
it.
it's going to trickle down to the children. So it's important for us to get back to us. There's something I read somewhere, and this person said, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do for this I am in, because my man lost a job. The day he lost a job, I think everything about him died.
He just
Like
gave up.
literally died.
He gave up.
So,
The ego.
so even I wake up at 4 to take the children. The guy is in bed. Now I'm like,
Doing
like a dead.
nothing.
I wake up at 4, organize the kids. Meanwhile, I have to. He's in bed. I come back with the kids at 4. He's just numb. I have to do homework with the kids. So the woman says, Brian, when I read this story, do you think I'm not in the same story? Because the woman was showing me a story. This is what I'm going through. I'm like, Brian, what do you want me to do in this situation? Because this person who posted is what I'm going through, but I cannot talk about it.
Right.
So he lost a job, he became numb. First of all, find out, what am I in it for? Am I in the relationship as a mother or as a wife? Because if you lose a job, it's understandable. But open up and
Open
be
up.
normal.
Let's find solutions.
Solution,
together.
because if you zip out, because one-sided relationship, what you don't know, the person who is torturing the other person, it is actually coming back to you in a
To
place.
you.
You become
Exactly.
useless in a whole pattern, because when a woman realizes you're useless, it is the worst thing you can ever go through as a man. So one-sided relationships are very painful, but the key thing we have to look at, what causes them and how to overcome them.
How to recover.
Because if you realize the issue is financial withdrawal, because most men, when their wallets go numb, we
the
die
house
out.
is good.
I mean, it becomes numb. So the thing is, what was I doing before?
Right.
If I was taking care of my kids, like, okay, we
Financially,
together,
yes.
and I can't, that means I'm going to start transferring love to the children. You see, women, there's a way women connect with their children. If they see a man dealing with the kids properly, happiness comes even when there's no money. For example, the guy
Should
wakes up
leave
in the
a
morning,
fund.
wakes the kids up, gets them ready for mommy to go to
Yeah,
school.
yeah. That's partnership. The partnership I'm talking
Yes.
about.
Because
And
most
it
men
takes
think if I can't
friendship.
provide, I have to be at her side. No, there is no one who is supposed to dress up the kids. Unless she's a girl and you feel like you don't want to see that's your daughter or something. But there's certain things you can do, because partnership, if finances fail, there's a lot that needs to be done in the home.
Social, there's a social bit of
Yes.
it, you know, the communication bit of it, and with everything, some things will need to be fixed. You find out, let me call this person, see how we can fix it. Like you said, be friends. Having an open relation, having an open relation where you can talk about anything, even the hardships that we're going through, is very, very important. Because if my man came up and told me, I would know that he's struggling financially. I don't even wait to see. I'm like, by the way, there's this money. Do you think you can call this guy, the one who used to fix, you know, the curtains or something? Do you think you can call him and, you know, supervise it? And you know, just get them involved, and you see how they react to it. You're not ordering. You're saying like, "Han, I'm gonna go and take the children, but you mind if like call the other guy to come and fix things, or the car needs this. Here's some money. Let's say." You gotta be, and I think because of the men's ego, they don't like to be
you.
given money by their. But trust me, the kind of
And
friendship.
even being given
Creative.
instructions.
The kind of friendship I have with my partner, and we have worked on it over time, but we were friends before. So there's nothing we can have of us. I'm like, Gundi, or your church, or you stay there. Because even when I don't have money, I talk to you, I'm like, but you know what? I'm struggling here. Do you think you can chip in? I have this thing that I have to do, and he chips in. So that I make it also open for him. That if you're struggling financially, I'm your woman. Sometimes I have a bit of money. We can share this money, but he has to be comfortable to know that I am not going to use that against him.
Now there
Most women use that
thank
against
you,
their partners.
because it
You know?
starts with how was the relationship before this man went down.
Exactly.
Right.
If this man was arrogant to a woman before he went down, either he lost the job or whatever it is, now he has lost the job, the money is dwindling. Do you know what the man does? Now his ego shoots up. He's going to be rude, assertive. He is going
Insecure?
he is very insecure. He is going to try and drive you the other way when he knows he is not bringing in any single coin. So the best way to do it is understand that my man has lost the capabilities he had. How do I address it? One. And also, is the man receptive enough to allow you engage with him at that level? There are men who will stop talking to you because they will think now because you have money, whatever you tell them, oh, because now you have money, you're telling me to do this. Inferiority complex falls into place, and you start thinking, you know what, I'm not going to tell him, let me just do it. And then you start draining yourself, and then you find somebody starts talking about it, and you're thinking, how much can I take? Because this man has not given himself a chance, because you don't know that the relationship you build with your wife, it is from this that probably you get to your next job.
Yeah.
But you are draining yourself that by the time you are called for a job, you're not even fit to be interviewed, because you have been draining yourself with negativity all through.
And people who are going through situations like that, you gotta be positive. I think people
Thank
lose
you.
themselves.
In the
I don't
process.
know. First of all, what you give, the law of attraction is very clear.
Yeah,
If your thoughts are negative, you're going to get exactly that. If that's the energy you're throwing at your partner, it's the same energy you're going to get back. People need to get to a place where they mentally speak to themselves, mentally train themselves.
Takes a lot of maturity.
Train yourself mentally to be able to do certain things. Don't stop communicating with your partner because Brian is going through something.
Yeah.
I will know if my partner is going through something and it's eating him up.
You know?
So I know how playful I can get into a place of opening up. Because some people don't easily open up. People who are in a relationship with introverts, they are locked up. That's the way they are
Yes,
built.
they are.
You gotta find yourself
In.
If you don't, your relationship is going to end.
It's
Not
gone.
because they are bad people, but
But
because
because
they are in a
you've-
place
we
where they
have
can't open up.
failed, yes,
And you have failed to you
get
to
into
be
that
there for
space.
them as a partner. Sometimes you're going to have to carry both
That
of
burden.
You know?
You're going to have to carry both of you, but it doesn't have to be always. There's going to be a place and a situation where you're going to carry you, even in a friendship. There's friends who will not call you. And then you're like, oh, let me just call this person. I think they're going through some situation. It's bound to happen. But as long as it doesn't stretch for a long time, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yes.
But sometimes be comfortable enough to carry both of you.
You know, there's-
Because
Like you,
sometimes people need
like you
us.
talked about the law of attraction. I remembered something that is in there also. I mean, the law of cause and effect. You don't expect anything that you've not reacted to. Cause and effect works in such a way that if Lucky has taken their part in a position, what do I expect is to be done? If you throw a stone at me, do you expect me to get some bread, dip it in water,
And
And give you a massage.
so every one-sided relationship, look at the brighter side of things.
Okay. Well, we're going to have a part 2 for this one for sure,
Definitely,
because there's so
should.
much that we haven't looked at. But thank you so much for being with us. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Kachai with Lucky. Be kind to one another. God bless you. Kwaheri.